Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Benediction Gamer aka PokéXebz back again with another video, and today, as you can see from the title, continuation of my NPC trials. So today the NPC we're going to be playing as is the Swimmer Girl, and let's go ahead and look at the team now. So quick rundown, we are using Dondozo, Cloyster, Vaporeon, Tatsugiri, Pelipper and Palafin. Pause now if you want to go ahead and check out the move sets and the items we're running, but let's go ahead and get into the games now and see how many we can win out of this best of 3. Okay, getting into game 1 now, we're coming up against a Roaring Moon and a Garchomp, so it's going to be interesting. I think they'll be putting out a fair bit of damage, but I feel like we should be winning the speed matchup against the Garchomp at least. Roaring Moon I haven't played against too much, so it'll be interesting to see how we do against that. But let's see how we go from here. So let's start with a flip turn. Let's get our Palafin off the field, then we can bring it back with our 0 to hero. And yeah, bit of a misplay, should be running Ice Beam on the Vaporeon, but for some reason it's got a Aurora Beam on at the moment, but alas, we'll see how much damage it can do, if it's enough damage or whether we're going to live to regret this one. But we'll see. Let's go for an Aurora Beam off the start. I was debating the Yawn, but I think with the flip turn and the Aurora Beam, I'm hoping it's enough damage combined that we can hopefully get rid of one of these dragons. At this point I'm debating which is the better Pokemon to bring on. I think if we can get Cloyster on, potentially be using the Ice Shard, but then due to that I think let's try and save it just in case, and we'll go for the Tatsugiri now, and then hopefully if they don't do enough damage, we can maybe Terra and then go into a Dragon Pulse, and hopefully that would put out, well, more than enough damage to take down the Roaring Moon, I would believe. But we've seen fantastic start. The Aurora Beam hasn't managed to let us down. I think Ice Beam, yeah, a save would have been a far better move to be running, but you live with your mistakes, but the mistake seems to have worked out so far, so thumbs up for now. Good start. The Swimmer Girl Challenge is off to a fine start, and we're going to see can we win the first game. Sets off very nicely. So far we've done reasonably in these NPC challenges, as you may have seen in the last one, bit of a losing one, lost 2 of the 3 games running as the bug catcher. So hopefully we can have a bit more of a successful run this time. Unfortunately we've lost the Tatsugiri and now the Vaporeon as well, but as we've said, we've kept both of our Pokemon with the priority moves. So at this point I'm thinking speed matchup shouldn't be an issue. It's just a case of, are we going to be putting out enough damage? Well, we shall see, guys, we shall see. Now I'm pretty sure, yeah, Jet Punch should be putting out enough damage on most things, hopefully for the Oko, but at least to be able to, yeah, definitely be getting finishes in 2 hits. Ice Shard, a little bit less certain of. But we will see how we do. So I say we're going to be just prioritising the priority moves at this point. I think it's going to be, yeah, the way to victory at this point. I'm just going to ensure that we win the speed matchups, as long as they're not running priority move themselves. And as we've seen, yeah, Jet Punch managed to get just not enough damage, and the Lucario managed to stay up, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we're going to see, no, we've managed to stay up, and it's not cost us too much. We should be winning again, so the speed matchup now, so that's fantastic. At this point feeling fairly confident. We know we're going to get these 2 Pokemon off the field, barring something strange happening. And then they've only got 1 left in the field, and say we can know we can go with 2 priority attacks against it, so hopefully as long as they're not both not very effective, then we've got a very good chance. But as we see now, as an Arcanine coming in, so at this point big smile on my face, because I'm thinking, well, Jet Punch is probably going to end the game, and in case it's sashed, we can get an Iron Shard in there, and this should hopefully secure the victory for us, and then we'll be off to a brilliant start on this Swimmer Girl Challenge. But we see there, Jet Punch was all we needed. Fantastic start. We've got 1 victory, and that's a great start to the Swimmer Girl Challenge. Priority moves getting the win for us. So let's get into game 2 now and see how we do in this one, guys. So again, coming up against a Pokemon I haven't really played against too much, which is the Sandy Shocks. But again, well, it's a debatable one. I mean, being that it is, I believe, ground and lightning, it's somewhat of a favourable matchup for us, but then also at the same time it's not, because it's going to be taking be able to do a reasonable bit of damage to us. So that's the Pokemon I'm worried about at the moment. Talonflame not so much. So I'm thinking what we can do is, yeah, most games, well, I think every game we're going to see is going to be trying to lead with a Palafin, just get off the field. Bob's your uncle, and then we're good to come back in with the Jet Punches. So I say flip turn to get it off the field, and then I think to Vaporeon we're going to try and go for the Yawn play, and just to make sure that Sandy Shocks wasn't so much of an issue going later on into the game. But we'll see with the protection coming up, potential bit of a misplay. But as I'm not running Calm Mind on this Vaporeon at the moment, I'm not sure. Well, I guess we could have gone for the Talonflame, which, to be honest with you, I was highly debating doubling up into it, because you would expect it to have run a Tailwind, which would give us a free opening to put 2 attacks into it. But it's okay so far. So we've managed to get Pelipper into the field to get Drizzle up. Now we see we've gone for a defensive terrestrialization, hopefully to protect us from any lightning attacks that Sandy Shocks can do. And Talonflame, I don't think we've got to worry about it too much. It can put out reasonable damage, but I'm hoping, well, unless he tends to double up into the Pelipper, I think we should be okay here. So let's see how this one goes for us. We got the terrestrialization up now. Talonflame now goes for the Tailwind, should I say, which yeah, viable play, decent enough to try and get it off before the inevitable outcome of it coming down now. Obviously, terrestrialization, it was good because we withstood the hit, but unfortunately the Surf has managed to take our Pokemon down as well. But you know, depending on what he's going to come in with now, I'm still reasonably confident. I know I've got the Palafin up, so we should be coming back in with a reasonable amount of damage. Tatsugiri there if we need it. However, it would have been nice to keep the Pelipper up. Obviously we don't know what Pokemon I'm coming in with now, how effective are my moves going to be against it, but we shall see. So now it looks to be like, yeah, 2 Pokemon you don't really want to play against so much, Screamtail and Fluttermane. So I think Fluttermane potentially could be outspeeding us in this matchup. So we are outspeeding us due to the priority move Jet Punch, but overall I think should be outspeeding the Vaporeon. So we'll see how this one goes for us. So we're going to Jet Punch into the Fluttermane. Fingers crossed this is going to be enough damage, and then I think just to kind of try and shore up the win, just in case anything happens, hopefully we can get a Yawn in here. At that point, if we have to bring our Tatsugiri onto the field to finish off the game, he is well protected and the Screamtail is at least asleep. We get a Muddy Water in there, hopefully not take too much damage, go for the victory. So we see there, protect onto the Fluttermane is a little bit unfortunate. At this point would have been nice maybe to have doubled up into the Screamtail, but well, yes, definitely now seeing as it attacked, I was a little bit scared there. I thought I was definitely going to get the KO there, but managed to stay up. The Psychic Fangs hasn't do too much. Got the Yawn on there to secure the sleep in the next play, the end of the next play, which would be fantastic. So I say as long as we can withstand this play now, and put in a reasonable damage, we know there's not going to be able to protect onto the Tatsugiri. At this point I'm just checking my speeds on the 2 Pokemon to see who's going to move first. I imagined it was going to be Palafin, but just needed to confirm it. So we know Palafin's going first, so we're going to Jet Punch on the Palafin and then go for a Surf, just in case we need to finish it off. As I say, I'm not entirely sure if Jet Punch is going to be finishing the Fluttermane off, but we're going to see how this one goes. But again, positive game. I think teams worked out, teams functioned pretty well so far. Palafin, I do like it actually. Definitely a decent bit of viability, and we've seen massive damage there. I was unsure if the Jet Punch was going to get the KO, but fantastic, it has. And then we're going to come in with the Surf. Unfortunately, probably didn't need to use it. We could have opted for a different move, but reasonable chip damage onto the Scream Tail, and now it's asleep, so fantastic. Let's get our Tatsugiri on the field and let's try and finish this one off. And then guys, we'll be 2 from 2, and then maybe we can go 3 from 3. Should be unheard of in my challenges so far. And we see they ran. Why are you running? Stay and fight me. But right, let's get into game 3 now. So 2 from 3, it's fantastic. The Swimmer Girl is on her way. So game 3 coming up against a Garchomp and a Gengar Haunter now. And I think, yeah, reasonably favourable matchup for us again. We've seen from previous, the first game, how much damage we can do with the Aurora Beam, despite it not being as much powerful as the Ice Beam that we should actually be running. But yeah, so let's go for a flip turn and get a reasonable chip damage onto the Garchomp. We won't worry about the Gengar for now. Right, the Gengar, sort of cocky one at Gengar, I know it's a Haunter. So yeah, I'm curious why they're running Haunter, what Haunter's moves. I guess it would be based off an ability, but we'll have to look into this one. So Dragon Claw for the Garchomp, pretty decent damage onto the Vaporeon, and a Shadow Ball onto the Sheldon. My Cloyster, which is unfortunate, it's managed to go and get the Oko. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not too bad. It gives us the immediate chance to get Palafin straight back on the field, and hopefully he will be outspeeding that Haunter. We'll come in with a Jet Punch and see how much damage we can do to it. Hopefully we can get an Oko. As we've seen, we managed to Oko the Fluttermane, so at this point, yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that the Jet Punch is going to get the Oko onto the Haunter. So that's the play we're going to go for. We're also going to use Terrestrialize just to get that extra stab bonus. A little bit of a misplay here. I believe I should have gone for well, I think, yeah, the Yawn would have been a good play. But I was tempted to go for an Aurora Beam. But you've always got to cheese these ones out, haven't you? Let's just try and secure the victory, although we are still fairly comfortable in this fight. So we're off to a fantastic start. Let's not throw things, so let's just try and short up. So Yawn it is. Didn't make the bad play in the end. The Aurora Beam would have been a bad play. But we've gone for the Yawn, taking an Aurora Sphere, and still Victor Vaporeon's managed to stay up. One thing I'm definitely taking from this challenge is I'm liking Vaporeon. It's quite bulky. It does reasonably well in the speed matchup if you build IVs, speed IVs into it. I have one that's also not speed IV, which I've run into previous games. Not as effective in my opinion. But yeah, so fantastic. Skeletor just come in. Skeletor, you ain't gonna do nothing in this game, not against me and my Jet Punch. So Skeletor straight down. Unfortunately, Lucario is gonna manage to take our Vaporeon down. Vaporeon, you're a valiant servant, but unfortunately you are now in the afterlife. But he's done his job. He's managed to put the Lucario asleep. That should be the game 1 for us. So we're going to bring our Tatsugiri in now. Wow, look at that beautiful white Tatsugiri. One of my favourite shinies in the game for sure, and it goes really nice with the Dondozo shiny. Maybe not the best Tatsugiri form to be running, but fantastic one. So we see Jet Punch again, knocking things out. Palafin and his Jet Punch. It's kind of filthy, guys. If we can get the setup, get it in there without taking any damage beforehand, fantastic. So guys, This was the Swimmer Girl Challenge. We've gone 3 from 3, baby. I hope you enjoyed this one. I've been Benediction Gamer, aka PokéXebz, and I'll catch you in the next one. Keep it holy.